Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. I am Scooby331. Welcome to the Scooby331 stream. This is the last Chaos120 stream, at least that I'm ever going to be a part of. I'm sure somebody will probably pick up the name in a few months and polish it off and try to go on with it like nothing had ever happened, but that will be false. That will be fugazi chaos. This is authentic, and this is the end of the line for chaos. It's not the end of the line for this streaming crew. It's just the end of the line for that name. A vote was taken, and we deaded that name. We put it to bed. So that's the end of it. So anyway, you guys know the deal. I have the crew with me tonight. It's the usual crew that we have, but just really quick, I'm going to go run through it in case this is the first time you folks are tuning in. We have with us tonight, going from my left, the screen is going to view differently than what I see, so you guys have to pay attention. I'm going to go slow. Luckily, it's early on in the program, so we have just the core group with us tonight. Guests will be hopping in later on as we progress, so pay attention and you'll get to see who's who and what's what. So, starting off first, we have with us, of course, as always, the voice of Burnside. Burnside, how's it going? How are you?
Not too bad, man. Same as always. Just polishing the Kevlar. Gonna get ready to go to work. Try not to get shot. Survive 3 shootings. Hopefully this won't be the 4th.
Yeah, I hear that. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. And, of course, we have with us tonight the internet's own very favorite deity. We have Sir Wolfie. Wolfie, what's happening, brother?
Hey! Trying to find something to do a video on instead of just a live stream because I still want to use my own camera. And I'm not finding shit.
All right. I got a few ideas. I'll bounce them off you later. Maybe I got something that's right up your alley. And, of course, we have with us, as always, the lovely Tara Sin. Tara, how are you?
I'm tired, but I feel like a rock has been lifted off my chest, so I'm happier.
Oh, very good. I'm glad. I'm very happy that you're feeling a lot better. And I have even more good news for you, Tara. I was going to wait until tomorrow to actually make the announcement on Six's big stream, but I feel because it's your news that I felt that we should put the spotlight on you here. Due to the stream that Burnside hosted the other night, I got a contact in the email, and we have our first offer of a sponsor. Poolon watched the stream the other night, and they were very interested in you, Tara. They want to know if you're interested in helping them launch their 2019 chainsaw line.
Excuse me?
The fuck?
From you snoring the other day.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you have me going
ways to get a sponsor.
How much
Fuck
wood
you,
would
go-
Chuck if it was using a Poulon chainsaw?
You can go fucking eat a bag of dicks and suck on them too.
Oh, well, and on that note, I'm going to segue over to the bartender. Bartender, what's happening? How are you?
Hi, I'm the bartender. Apparently the people on Chaos should not have asked for whom the bell tolls because the bell was tolling for us.
Exactly. And last but not least, we have with us, as always, the soul of the former Chaos 120 stream, the next 6 minutes.
Good evening, everybody.
How's it going, Six? How are you?
Tired but alive.
Good. Good. That makes 2 of us. So, how was your week? Anything more interesting than normal happen, or was it just business as usual?
My week? Just a lot of inhalation of forklift fumes.
Oh, God. Does that mean, like, halfway through the stream, you're going to start breaking into song again?
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay, good.
I'll save all that fun stuff for tomorrow night.
Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, well, I don't know about you guys. I've had, it's been a very interesting week for me. My mother's dog passed away at the beginning of the week. And there was that. And just a whole slew of things. We had on Wednesday night. We had up here Governor Andrew Cuomo and the prospect Cynthia Nixon up over at Hofstra. Hold on, 747 landing over the house. I can hear that coming from my speakers, and it turned into a bloody mess. Like they were like tooth and nail, and we were streaming, so I missed it, which I'm kicking myself over. But yeah, it's been an interesting thing for me over here. What about you guys? Anything interesting happened to any of you during the week?
Oh my god.
Well, I think I
What?
might. I think I might want to make the announcement. Tyro has announced that pending he can scrounge up 2 co-hosts, I will be getting my own show over on Moonfest Destiny.
Nice.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Very cool.
I have figured out what these social relations are, and apparently it's enough that someone else wants me around.
Well, we always wanted you around here, you know. That's why we send you the links.
I know, but you missed the word "else" in there.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
I was going to say, would you like some sausage links?
I was going to say, that bartender, yeah, he's a bastard. No, we can't stand the bartender. Let's send him a link. You know, that's not usually how we decide how we're going to send him. No, screw that guy. Send him a link. It's not how it works. But no, I'm glad though that like it's good because that's actually why I decided to start letting everyone like have access to this channel, because everyone keeps getting suspended for shit, and or they don't have access to their own channel. So that's why I said, you know what, if you get suspended on your own channel, come on here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll even like set it up so like I'll hook up your avatar on it. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't got to use the Scooby avatar. Anyone who wants to stream on here, like if you get locked out of your channel, just send me your avatar. I'll set it up when I'm not using the channel. You know, yeah, rock on, man. You can use my channel. I got no problem with that. You know, like that's just me. You know, I was like that all the time. Like, you know, when hey, you Scoop, I got my car's broken. All right, fuck it, man. You know, put gas in the tank. I got you. You know, it's the same deal. Any of you guys ever run into any problems like, oh, I can't stream for the next 90 days? Okay, use my channel. Just don't get me knocked off the air. You know, that's all I ask.
Now, the one thing I do want to say is that while I am looking for co-hosts, I'm looking to get someone other than the Chaos crew out there. So unfortunately, the job's kind of restricted from you guys. I may have some of you on as guests, but we're looking for new co-hosts.
Looking for the new blood.
Sure,
Good
I'd
luck
love
with
to
that.
terrify your co-host. By all means, let me be your first guest.
We'll see.
Oh, good. That's good at least. You know, I mean, so let me see if I got this straight though. So you're going to be going over to Moonfest Destiny's channel as a host over there, but you're not going to try to take anyone from here.
I'm like I said, I'm looking for a different cast, and I'm also looking for something a bit more highbrow. If you catch my drift, you guys are great bullshitters, and it's fun to bullshit with you guys. But you don't use a screwdriver to nail in a nail. You catch my drift?
Yeah, that's a waste of a good drink.
Yeah. And no, I'm not catching your drift either, but all right.
Yeah.
What about Baguette?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm giving him a lot of things. I think I said on air before, he legitimately has health problems caused by mold in his house that he's allergic to that they can't do anything about because it's kind of everywhere.
Right. Well, I got you.
So that's kind of a fuck moment. I'm gonna try and see if he's got any interest in moving on to the other one, but if he doesn't, c'est la vie.
So when you mean highbrow, you're looking for like serious topics and such for people to go and run with and stuff like
serious topics. You know my thing with logic. I'd actually want to see like a systemic breaking down of points. I don't think anybody really does that sort of, okay, let's take this one favorite social justice talking point and just decimate it.
So in other words, you're looking for
detail and decimate it.
So you're looking for teal deer, in other words.
Teal deer, but logic instead of statistics.
Yeah.
Although having someone who is teal deer and with statistics would probably be nice.
Yeah, just get teal deer.
Tyro would probably be a good person for that. I know a bit of that is Scoop's forte too. Other than that,
like I said, we'll see. I was literally messaged about this like a night or two ago, and we're seeing how this kind of plays out.
Okie dokie. I'm just giving you like a list of people I can think of offhand that might be able to help you. Whenever Zilver gets back on the internet, he'd be a great person to help you out, but he's been between a rock and a hard place with work for like the past 3 months, so he's pretty much been MIA for a while.
I'm enjoying this wonderful meme on the Twitter machine. A cat that's laying in a box filled with catnip. And the captions read, "The spice expands consciousness. The spice is vital to space travel." And the last frame is the cat traveling through space.
Good meme, I get it.
Oh no! I can make it even more awesome, because when you say catnip, I just don't think any average food. I have a game by the name of Postal. And the catnip in that game is not your ordinary catnip. It's a psychedelic, man.
Ah. Very cool.
So when the cat's just surrounded by all this catnip and saying the spice is needed for space travel, I'm thinking, who gave the damn cat the psychedelic shit? Please do it again so it hurts the cat, because we all know I hate cats.
Psychedelic space cat. Cool.
I have a kit you might like.
That would be physically impossible. I could not touch it I could not touch it because I would break out in hives.
No, this kitten is a human being.
Oh.
Ooh, giggity! I like.
Whoops! I thought we were talking about the animal.
Oh, damn it!
So I got a question for you guys. Is it wrong to kill my roommates and kids because they doxed me?
Like I told you, you should have grabbed her, beat her, and after you get done beating her, beat the child, then beat her again, then go and get a rope, tie her to a tree, tie the child to the tree, beat the both of them again, and then light it on fire. And then proceed to go, ooga chaka, you need the discipline.
No, the toilet upstairs is overflowing and it caused the water bill to go up. And I'm trying to explain to her we just need certain pieces replaced, and she's like, well, turn off the water. I'm turning the knob because it only has 2 directions it can go. She's like, don't you need pliers to get it going? I'm like, no, it just turns one of 2 directions. That's it.
Oh, don't tell me she tried to go down in the basement and do it with the pliers.
We don't have basements in Florida. There's only 2 houses that do, and it's very tedious.
Oh right, I forgot. You guys don't get snow. You guys get swampland. So she went. Yep. So she went to wherever the.
No,
the
we're not
is.
turning off the main valve. It's outside. I know how to turn off the main valve, but we're not turning it off.
Oh no! I'm talking about your roommate.
We're not turning off the main valve. It would turn off all the water to the house.
Well,
yeah, but we have something called the water table down south.
Well,
and the water table is not conducive to basements.
Yeah, I only know of 2 houses in Florida that have a basement, and I've been in both of them.
You essentially have to, whenever you dig your basement in these kind of places, they have a tendency to fill up with water because of the water table, and you have to water seal. So it's essentially you're putting a giant fish tank under your house that keeps water out instead of keeping water in. You're turning your house into a submarine, essentially.
Cool.
No, hey, at least if another hurricane hits Florida, your house will float.
Nah, that's why I
house.
tend to live in concrete block houses. Hurricanes, tornadoes, anything like that, my house ain't moving.
Yeah, that's why a good portion of our houses around here are made out of brick. They're relatively bullet resistant and they're very sturdy. Not that we ever get tornadoes, because not even tornadoes want to come near this shithole.
I thought everything was brick. I thought everything was brick because no respecting landowner is going to want to improve his house. They want to get the hell out so quickly. You've just been reusing the same building since what, 1850?
1900s roughly, because in the 1800s we had the Chicago fire, and then after that we rebuilt everything. And then
Yeah, but I thought the Chicago fire was the 1820s.
Yeah, it's like 1820s, and then we rebuilt everything after that because the Chicago fire wiped out a good portion of the city.
And that's why it's illegal to yell fire in a theater.
Yep. Because one guy literally did, and no one believed him until they were burning.
No, other way around. Guy did it, and he was trampled to death.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I heard that the other way
that's
around.
what that term. That's where that term comes from. Yelling fire in a crowded theater is what it causes a stampede. Like, I remember when I was up at Woodstock '99. One of the things that happened was when the bonfire broke out. The first thing that happened was the panic that ran through the crowd. I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get trampled to death. So the first thing that I did was I got right next to one of the towers because I said to myself, fuck it, I'm going to climb up on this thing, you know. And then everyone started climbing the tower. And I said, okay, that idea is out. And yeah, that's what that means, like shouting fire in a crowded theater. Once that panic starts and it escalates, you'll have people that would never have thought of doing violence to another human being. They will instinctively try to like kill that person, like smush their face, push them down on the ground, step on them, get past however they can. It's people's brains shut off. That's where that comes from. Fire in a theater.
I'm the type of person, no matter what the situation is, I don't really care what happens to me. But if it messes with my family, I'll hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker just to protect them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm the same way. Like I always said, like if I don't like going to a lot of places with my wife because unfortunately I've gotten into a lot of problems when I go with my wife because my wife being the true blue Democrat that she is, when I say we have to leave, the situation has gotten bad. Why do we have to leave? And then when they come over like, hey, motherfucker, you got a problem. And she's the type, she said, you can't talk to me that way. Who the hell? I wind up getting into a punch-up because of her. So I just don't take this broad out nowhere anymore because she's dangerous. But, you know, that's the problem that, you know, like I've had like in a lot of situations where you go places. And, you know, that's especially when you're in a place. Like that's why I don't like going to nightclubs or bars anymore because it's the same thing. Like let's say now not fire, but let's say you hear like a gunshot. If you're in a bar or a club and they're that big out here where you have hundreds or even thousands of people, and a gunshot goes off, it could be on the other side of the bar. Now people are going to run like hell. And I mean, they're going to be diving over the bar. Some of them are actually going to start smashing into it. It's like watching a cattle stampede. That's especially now in the political climate. They're so edgy out there, like out in the streets. I'm not dealing with these fucking people. It's sad. It really is. You know?
And that's why Black Friday is an evil quote unquote holiday.
Don't tell me about it, man. When I worked for Target, I was spit on, cussed at, ran over our cart when we ran out of certain products because they decided to come too late.
Yeah. This is why for like Christmas I'm not gonna ask for any of that shit. I'm gonna ask for alloy rims on my Volvo.
You know, I got in trouble when I worked at Target during the holiday season because I was a bit of a dick, and they pulled me in because they found out what I was doing. Like there was certain items that were going to be on sale. Like let's say just to throw out, let's say DVD players. I purposely put them on the top shelf. Like I was doing shit like that. I put all the items, the Black Friday items that were marked down like 80% off and shit. I put them like in the places they weren't supposed to go. I put them up high. So like the next day, because I got off when the doors opened, so I sat there and punched out, and I'm sitting there having my coffee, and I'm just watching these fat broads trying to scale the side of this aisle to get up to these DVD players.
And it was
Scooby, you
only
asshole.
and it was only
Yes.
fat bitch number 5 killed all the fat bitches before her. That fat bitch number 5 could get one DVD player.
Well,
Yeah.
tell you what, if they went
I'm
to the
trying-
sporting goods section first to get the trampoline, maybe they might get some stuff.
The funny thing is,
No, Six, you have to understand, this is fat bitch. A trampoline ain't gonna work.
It will if you stack them up on each other.
Yes, but that implies that she could climb them. She's too busy using her kid as a bludgeon. Six. Have you not seen the South Park Black Friday trilogy?
No, I have not.
That's a great trilogy, man. I love that. I love how that.
You know,
That was good shit.
the point I was making too is I'd be explaining I can fill you out a rain check, and they're like, because I'm from Michigan, I speak a little faster than most people down here, and they're like, can you speak slower? I'm like, can you listen quicker?
yeah, that is something that a lot of people don't realize. The laws of retail do not get suspended on Black Friday. If you miss the item, you can get a rain check, which is one of the reasons why I show up on Black Friday sales at like 4 in the afternoon. I just get a bunch of rain checks and go home, and then I come back in a week.
In other words, you're smart, and you don't want to get your kids killed.
Oh, I go and I watch. I'm not going to lie. I go up to the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa every Black Friday, and I watch. I enjoy this shit. Are you kidding me? That's part of the reason I wanted to get a GoPro so badly. I want to film this shit. Like, we actually had it one year with 2 of these women. Actually, they broke them. I don't understand why you got these things. They were fighting over the flat screens, and then like they took the screen, and they hit each other with it. It was like a small TV, like a 38-inch. I guess they were gonna put it in their kitchen or whatever. And they're smacking each other with the fucking TV, and I'm sitting here like, it's in the box still, but I'm like, okay, that TV's now useless, and you're still pulling over it. I mean, the friggin' thing was bent up. It looked like an American flag in a box at that point, because like, there's no way on God's green. They're not foldable. So, yeah, but back and forth, and they're pulling this thing, and it's twisting and turning, and you can hear it crunching and cracking in the box, but they don't care. Yeah, that's why I need a camera, man. This shit is better than anything on Springer. Oh, bro, come on. This is, you're dealing with New Yorkers. They're just as bad as Californians. You know what their response is? Okay, fix it. Well, it's going to be hard to fix. Okay, and they start throwing money at you. Tell me when to stop. When will it be fixed? They got money like that, so they're assholes about it. Fine by me. It's entertaining. Yeah.
I'm surprised every floor model's not just made out of paper, and then when they fix it, they can just
I'd be like,
even more money.
Give me enough money to buy 5 of these, and I can have it fixed.
Yeah, right.
I wonder how many opportunists basically just wait for all that stuff to come in so they can basically charge you double just so they can get a freebie. They don't even fix it. They just like, okay, this is going to cost however much 2 of these TVs cost.
Yeah. You know, and the thing of it is, like, when you go to the sales and you're watching them do this shit, my whole thing is, like, how much of the sale price, you know, like, you need that badly? That's the first of it is. And the second part of it is, they've been doing this shit for years now. Now, these people that go there and they're killing themselves and they're trying to kill other people to get to this shit, I mean, this isn't usually like a one-time thing. I'm thinking to myself, how many fucking TVs you need? Because I've been to these things sometimes where you see these people, they'll roll out of there. They had to start putting limits on the TVs because you got people that are rolling out of there with like 5 TVs or whatever. Now, this is the thing. Like, a lot of these people, like, they don't go and they don't resell them. That's one thing I'll say right now. I have not seen it in oh God, at least a good 10 years. I have not seen anyone selling a hot TV. That's the thing. Like, these Black Fridays actually killed like the street corner sales, because you know how often I'd be walking and, yo, my man, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? Yo, what's good, money? Nothing. What is it? You stop me. Yo, I got this TV, man. Yeah, okay. Yo, I'll give it you for $200, man. The fuck out of here. I can get the same TV for $1.25 on Black Friday. Like, that's really what has happened now. So it's, you don't see people selling the shit on the street corners anymore. So you see these people taking the TVs, and now, like, I'll go over people's houses and shit, and they'll have like a big screen TV in every room because of these Black Friday sales. So my thing is this: it's how much do you need? You know, how much excess is enough? Because you got all these people and they're going and they're buying. I mean, I bought a flat screen just because I needed a modern TV because my cable box wouldn't work anymore. There are some people got TVs in their bathrooms now. You know, it's gotten ridiculous.
Why?
A television in the bathroom. You don't need a television in the goddamn bathroom.
That's how you get electrocuted.
Yep.
There's
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
come on. I wouldn't
uses
mind
I-
having a nice big tub and a nice TV, you know, so I can just relax, sit there, and watch my DC Universe TV shows.
Yeah,
While
there
I'm in a
are only
nice,
two.
hot
There are only
bubble bath.
two uses I could legitimately think of having having a TV in the bathroom. You either take very long baths very frequently, or you have a problem when it comes to number two, and you're on the toilet all the time. In which case, there are pills for the former, and there are pills for the latter, and if you could do the former, god damn, you are way too rich.
Well, you know
Well-
what I had done once? A stationery store in the neighborhood had closed down, and I'm so pissed off that I got rid of this when I moved out. Because when I moved back into my my mother's house after the hurricane, I could have used it, but I got rid of it for her. I had actually put up in the bathroom downstairs in the spare bathroom for my sister. I had put down there on the entire wall. I measured it out and I had cut the thing myself. It was from a stationery store. The magazine dispenser, I did the whole wall so it was full of magazines.
Cool.
So basically you go in and you got to use the throne. There's a magazine rack. You know, it's seriously, you can't beat that. I put her magazines in there too. There was Better Homes and Gardens. There was Red Book, Cosmo, whatever that other rag is that they read. That's always got Kathy Lee Gifford on the cover. You know, I put all that shit in there for them.
People?
And yeah, that's it. And you know, that I tell people all the time: put a magazine rack and a bookshelf in the bathroom. It's seriously, it's a good investment, and you'll actually catch up on your reading.
Hey, my mom always kept books in the bathroom because we thought she just had IBS. Turns out she had something called diverticulosis.
Mm-hmm.
And she would literally like read 2 chapters before she was done.
Yeah, that happens. That happens with certain people. You know, my brother was like that. He'd go into the bathroom for like about 20 minutes at a clip, and he would actually he just because he was a gross asshole. He used to like throw the scale on the kitchen floor and weigh himself, then go use the bathroom and weigh himself again afterwards. And he'd look at me and be like, "Yo, I lost 8 pounds." I'm like, "You're disgusting, man. I don't want to know that."
That's funny.
And now Scooby sounds like everyone from the more crap episode of South Park, which kind of had that as a premise.
You know what it is? It's because I got 5 older sisters. Yeah, 5 older sisters. I had to think for a minute. And I got my brother too. So I grew up around all of them, and you know, and it used to be like I had to argue with people because it used to be it was a rule. There was no exceptions. Where if you had more sisters than brothers, you were going to turn out gay. That's just that was just the rule when I was a kid, and I used to argue with people like, "No, I'm not gay. Really, I'm not gay." But what it was my sisters were all not feminine, really. They fished. They went crab fishing. They went bait fishing. My sisters all smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and beer. You know, I did not really grow up around like feminine women. And my brother was a Marine, and he was absent a lot because he was always overseas doing like, you know, because he was a Marine under Reagan for Reagan's whole 8 years. So he was in Panama a lot. He was in Nicaragua, all that sort of good shit. So
I was gonna say he was doing Marine shit, but given what you just told us, that could be in a lot of things.
yeah, no, well, he was a sniper for Recon Division. That's what he did. So
Nice.
he was, yeah, he was interesting to have as a role model when he came home. He was always so damn wound tight. He didn't really when he got out of the service and he actually started doing contracting. That's when he started to calm down a little bit. But I guess I grew up around all those women, and said they fished, they crabbed. I don't know. I didn't. There was nothing like it. Nothing drove me. Growing up around women did not make me all of a sudden say, "Oh, I like men." I don't understand where the fuck that mentality comes from. Like you like what you like. Like I grew up around my sisters and all their friends. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to nail most of my sister's friends. That's part of the reason I was around my sisters so much. You know, that's part of the perk of being a little brother. You know, you go and you
Nice.
go and you hang out the upstairs window when they're all tanning, trying to look down their bikini tops. You know, seriously, you know, that actually was like if you didn't do that when you were a boy, they used to think that there was something wrong with you. You know, that's the society we live in now, where if a little boy is sitting there and he's underneath a picnic table and he's trying to look up girls' skirts, they want to take him to the therapist because he's got something wrong with him. But 10 years ago, if he didn't do that behavior, they'd take him to the therapist because there was something wrong with him. So, but, oh,
Oh no,
that
I thought they took him to the church till the nuns beat it out of him.
yeah. Well, get this. I actually saw today, I saw social justice helicopter parenting in action. So my wife and I went to IHOP for dinner. When that's part of the reason I was late coming in here to start this. Right now, check this out. I've been talking for like the past 10 minutes straight. I want to actually give you guys a chance to talk because this isn't come listen to Scooby for 2 hours solid. So I want no, you got to hear
Sure it
this
is.
one.
It's a Scooby stream.
Doesn't matter. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So, but check this out. So we go to IHOP, and I'm in there with my wife, and there's all these families in there. And the IHOP, the one I went to, it's got like 3 dining rooms. There's a really small dining room. There's a main dining room, and then there's another dining room for like large tables and large parties that come in. So we're sitting there. They sit me and my wife at the long table in the main dining room for like the average size parties. And there's these kids. There's got to be about 15 of them. And they're the only ones in there in this large party room, right? And they're cursing and they're yelling and they're friggin' hooping and hollering and making up a storm, something fierce. And there's this couple sitting there. Not that it matters, but just I mention this now because in today's social justice climate, I like to mention things like this just because the SJWs will latch on to it, and I don't like them, so anything to give them stress. The couple that was sitting there, they were interracial. That's it. That's the only point of me saying that. That they just happen to be interracial. There's nothing else pertinent to that. It's just SJWs. So anyway, so they're sitting there and they hear these kids. They got their daughter with them. And they hear these kids cursing and screaming, and the husband looked upset, and the wife says to him, because she sees the look on my face, I think he's going to say something. And they're cursing and yelling again, so I got up and I said something to the manager. And the manager went back, and I heard her talk, like, listen, this family's here, and, they don't want to hear that sort of language. Can you guys just tone it down a little bit? We're making you food now, you won't have a problem. So these kids finished their meal. What's up, Purposeful?
Fuck.
And
dick. Pussy.
No, you're gonna like this. Check this out. These millennials were in IHOP cursing and yelling in front of all these families, and the families were trying to be calm. So I went and told the manager. The manager asked them nicely, could you not curse and make noise and all that. So these kids paid for their check with like change, like dimes and nickels and quarters and shit, and then went outside and tore the fence up and went behind the building and took bricks and started knocking the tiles off of the roof that they had to call the police.
Why?
Because the waitress went in and corrected them. and I heard them outside screaming, "Who the fuck are they to tell us?" So these kids ripped. I mean, the whole group of them, like one of those big, like 7, 8 foot PVC fences that you see, like separating like a condominium complex from a parking lot.
Yeah.
They ripped up the entire fence and dragged it to the parking lot out onto the highway, like a main highway, right? Route 27A. They didn't just like do this off of. This is like the main IHOP on like the main drag. It's right down the road from like basically you stop here and then go to the beach. So they did that, and then they went and they're throwing, because I'm sitting in there and I hear all this banging. I go, "What the hell is this?" And the waiter comes back a little bit later. I go, "Everything all right?" He's like, "No, the kids said, like when you came up and told us what they listened nicely to stop." He said they ripped up, I think something like 50 feet. He said of the condominium complex's fence. They completely destroyed the rest of it. It's gone. He said, but they took up one giant section. They just ripped the whole section out and carried it and like left it out on the sidewalk by the highway. He said, and then they came back. He said, and they started knocking our tiles off of the roof using bricks and like chunks of cinder block.
Don't worry, their parents are rich. They'll pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. Bro, that's exactly what I said to him. And he said, "Yeah,
holy fuck! I don't know. I would never have heard of anything happening. Period. Where I live, you just
here, if that happened, the cops would arrest every single kid. Even if the parents were rich, the judge is going to look at them and go, "Okay, so you have some money. You can get them out on bail, but they're being charged a lot for damages."
a
lot.
No. I'm saying you just plain don't fucking see that. Period. It's not even, the cops still caught him. No, the kids just plain don't do that to begin with.
Yeah, well, that's why I try telling you guys all the time. Like the shit you see, like the like Antifa running around doing this shit in the streets, acting like a pack of fucking morons. They do this shit when they don't have their masks on. I guarantee you, that's exactly who these little assholes were. I put money on it, actually.
Personally, I would have gotten up and gone and filmed it and let them try and come after me. I would have been like, "Go ahead, hit me. I'm disabled. You fuckers can keep on trying, because guess what? I'm going to have a big-ass lawsuit on all of y'all's asses."
No. I'm going to pull that card. I'm going to pull up straight play the social justice handbook.
Shut up.
Damn.
Beat them like Uncle Marcus.
Like,
right over that good zinger. That good zinger. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing this shit with these kids, but I didn't know that it had happened until after they had already left and walked down the block. Because I said to the guy, I go, "Where are they?" He's like, "Gone." He's like, "I told him maybe I was calling the cops," and they all started laughing at me and they're like, "Fuck you," when they started walking off. And he's like, "We told them not to leave," and they're like, "Oh, come try to stop us, asshole," And that's the thing. And
Get out of those little motherfuckers. They're that unfucking disciplined. Where the hell was their father with a fucking belt?
Probably putting it back around his pants because he was at his mistress's house. These people have no family values.
They need that beaten into them with brute force and just. Oh, I hate when kids do that shit.
Well, you and me both.
When
yeah, you and I will make some interesting parents.
I'd say you'd make better parents, but considering what the bar is, I don't think that's saying much.
Well, being as Burnside's all about the belt, and I'm all about the whooping the ass with my hand, so yeah.
Discipline is required.
I'm just going to put it like this. I never once got grounded when I was a kid. You know what would happen to me? My father would grab me by my hair, pull me backwards towards him. I looked him in the eye, and then he gently rapped me in the head a couple of times. And he'd say like this to me. He's like, 3 times I had to call your name. 3 times. He's like, "Well, you don't hear? All right, go get the scraper. I want the boat stripped, and I want 2 coats, and then you wax it. You got an hour. Go."
Nah.
And that was it. I never got grounded. That's what I got. You go strip the paint off the boat. Once you're done with the boat, I got another chore for you. Grounded. I got chores. Like, there's this guy in the neighborhood I got into the mix with once. But years before that, like his brother was going to jail, and the father says to me, he's like, Scooby, my son's going to juvie. I go, oh, I'm sorry, man, that sucks. He goes, yeah, didn't you ever put your father through that when you were a teenager? I said, nah, if I put my father through that, he would have smacked the shit out of me so hard I'd have to refer to my license when somebody asked me my name for like at least a good month or so. I wouldn't have known who the fuck I was. That's the thing. I didn't commit crimes when I was a kid because fuck the cops. I was terrified of my father. My father always said, you ever get arrested, don't come home. So
let me guess. If your father would have ever said, I'm going to knock you into next week, you basically would have been out a week.
Well, let me put it to you like this way. There's a Sicilian term. It's called gazzotta. And what that is they backhand you they cup their hand and they backhand you and your teeth click. So,
Scooby
yeah.
knocked into the past. Scooby's been knocked into the future so damn far that he's actually talking to us from 2019.
Basically. My father used to
Hello
say
to the future. The past says hello.
Who wins the World Series?
Yeah, right. I'll do some Marty McFly shit. No, my father used to always say to me, he'd say, you keep pushing your luck. I'm going to give you such a gazzotta. When you wake up, your clothes are going to be out of style.
Something tells me if you would have made that statement in France, it would have lost a lot of its meaning.
Yeah, right. They're probably
I'm going to be out for 15 minutes.
Don't they still wear bell bottoms over there?
No, they switched to burkas because it was the progressive thing to
do. No, Burns.
Okay, burkas and hijabs. Got it.
Oh man, that's really got to suck for those runway models in Milan, and like the other ones in Paris. So, like, think about the runway models in Paris. Think about that. I mean, they're sitting there trying to walk down their runway. It's got to be bad enough, like having to like eat like a bird, but now you got to worry about acid attacks too.
Oh, honestly, I'd worry more about either they're starving themselves to death or they'll eventually eat so much in one binge that they'll rupture their stomach.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to either endure several Islamic attacks because they're not properly covered, B, several rape gangs because they aren't covered, or C, many criminal charges because they did not submit to the Allahu rape bar, Allahu shank bar, Allahu throw this fuck over you or die bar.
Something tells you what's actually going to happen is that when the fashion shows roll around in Paris, all of a sudden you're going to see this armored truck brigade just go through, and then all the models come out of the trucks.
If it gets to the point,
no, they're gonna do like they did in I think it was Saudi Arabia. The clothes are gonna be modeled by drones flying through the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's what they fucking did.
Yes, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they put hangers on the bottoms of drones. She's not bullshitting you. I seen it myself. It was like basically go to the store and have the sales girl pick the thing up off the rack and hold it up in front of you. That's basically what they did, except they used a drone instead of a human being. And
I shouldn't be surprised when law makes commerce impossible. The economy finds a way to do it anyway.
Yeah, it's just so.
For making those robot models, and then someone will be dumb enough to mistake it for a human being and then break the thing.
Fucking birthplace of civilization, and Islam has turned it into a fucking joke. They got these broads walking around dressed like ninjas. They can't even drive a car. It's ridiculous.
Oh, they can drive bumper cars.
Well, they're actually allowed to get their driver's license. They just can't drive a car without a man in it.
Yeah, that's so stupid. God, I hate that.
This is why theocracy is always a terrible idea, and why my new catchphrase is hate the church, not the God the church represents.
That is a good catchphrase.
No, I hate the God too.
Well, you do, but that's your preference.
Yeah, I worship every god except for the Judeo-Christian asshole God.
Yahweh. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that douchebag nozzle.
Heretic! Burn her at the stake!
No,
You love me, shut up.
Burnside. No, Burnside. I'm a non-denominational Protestant. I don't burn people. I don't burn people at the stake.
Damn it! Can you at least give me the
Nope,
twigs for the kindling?
that's yours and Scooby's people, the Catholics.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna have to give you an Irish firing squad. Do you want the blindfold, or would you prefer a bucket?
You know, you don't want to do that because then you don't get to learn my tongue skills.
I'm a Methodist. It's death by casserole.
Yeah.
That's my casserole.
No, Burnside. You take care of the firing squad. She's gonna ask for a cigarette and somehow walk out, killing you and everybody there with the cigarette. Somehow.
If she can manage that, she gets a pass. I gotta see that shit in action. That's like some Neon Flux.
No. See, I wouldn't kill Mr. B. I'd just kill everyone else.
And then Mr. B wakes up in the dungeon one day and finds out, oh God, I've met a fate worse than death.
Oh,
You
I'll
know-
have fun with that shit.
Yep, he discovers that there's something in his bum.
Yeah, it's a hamster. So, speaking of Catholics,
No,
though,
it's a
you
guinea pig. I'm not nice.
You made me
I thought it was-
realize. Did you guys see the thing on the news the other day? I didn't get a chance to watch it myself because I had that unfortunate.
Oh, what
that
thing on the
happened.
news? They put out so much, it's hard to care anymore.
John McCain
well-
finally kicked the bucket.
No.
Trump stated-
It's this. The thing when my dog passed, I didn't get a chance to bring it up. They're asking the Catholic Church is well, not the church itself proper, but a lot of people involved in the church are apparently asking for
that's some dude who basically said the current commie pope knew all about the pedophilia shit and needs to answer for it.
Well, they're
They should.
actually calling for the Pope to resign.
Good.
That's what I was
they
trying
should.
to say.
In other words, we want to boot you out, but we're willing to give you some dignity when you do it.
I don't want him to have dignity. I want actually Pope Benedict back, and I'd like this son of a bitch to be nailed to a cross somewhere in fucking Paraguay and left there for the vultures.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you're not part of the Council of Cardinals now, are you? I'm talking from their point of view.
No, I know that.
But he's a heretical Jesuit communist sack of shit. He should get the fucking hanging or the crucifixion on fire.
The sad part is, Burnside, he's not as heretical as you might like it, because I know exactly where he gets it from, and it's called liberation theology, which is quite literally Christianity mixed with communism somehow.
Yeah, that's
All
because he's a Jesuit.
well
That's
and
what
good, but
yeah,
but
he's a heretical Jesuit communist.
that's the thing. He's completely ignoring all of the Catholic doctrines. It has nothing to do with whatever he can do whatever he wants, but not when he's wearing the skull cap and the colors of St. Peter. That's how that works. And me personally, look, I don't think that they've actually executed any popes, as far as I know. I'm all for it. Fuck it. I claim I'm progressive. There you go. That's progressive. Let's the pontiffs get it too. Seriously. I mean, I said it when they installed this guy. I mean, I hate sounding like one of these conspiracy nuts. And that was one of the things. Like, I actually, like, when at first, until all of the shit started happening with the election, when everything I started saying, like, was getting mirrored by Alex Jones, I started to get concerned. But then all the stories started breaking, like, holy shit, Alex Jones was right. Holy shit, he was right about this. He was right about this. He was right about this. So I'm like, oh, okay, good. So I'm not crazy.
And
So,
then
Scooby,
he
you
kicked
were-
him off of YouTube, and Sargon turned him into the Doom guy, and now we can literally say Alex Jones is the man too angry to die.
Well, Bartender, I think there's an even greater implication here. Scooby, were you talking about gay frogs back in the day?
No, what I was talking about back in the day was they switched the Pope out and they put in this new Pope. And I had said it as a joke. And I said, yeah, now watch, you're going to see Obama's going to flip-flop. And he's going to be pro-gay and pro-trans marriage. And then he was all pro-gay and pro-trans. And then I said it as a joke. The Pope was going to be all pro, like gay and pro-trans. And then all of a sudden he started leaning that way. And everyone they're looking at me like, you're a fucking jinx. You hexed the fucking Pope. I'm like, no, I didn't hex the Pope. They're like, you hexed the president. I'm like, I didn't hex anybody. You fucking, what the hell? I just said it in passing. You know, like I said it like in jest.
Nostradamus makes predictions. He doesn't control the future.
Yeah, right. But that was the thing. Like when he was getting put in, I had said, what, and you know, I said it that they put this guy in because they're trying to push this, you know, like this agenda. Because that was like, you know, I said it half joking, and then all of this shit started happening. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like all the shit I said, like joking about Obama. Like I said, watch, he's going to fire all the white people and replace them with all these black people that are going to be incompetent. And then all of a sudden we get Loretta Lynch, we get Eric Holder, we get all these people. I'm like, holy shit. And it's just like all this stuff started snowballing. And it was like one of those things where everything I said as a joke started actually happening. And then like I started watching, like I'd never really watched Alex Jones. And what got me, believe it or not, to start watching Alex Jones was when I first started talking to Burnside. Because Burnside was diehard into InfoWars. And I told him, I said, you're talking about that guy from Texas who sounds like he gargles with razors. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm not really into that sort of shit. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh, wow, this guy's a fellow journalist. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is the guy that broke the fucking story about Bohemian Grove? Okay, so I'll give him a whirl. And then I'm watching some of his videos. I'm like, this guy's insane. And then I'm watching like these videos and people like tried to debunk him and they wound up proving his shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not crazy. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster with him, man. And
the best way to put it is that he's the actor who manages to get it completely dead on while acting.
Yeah, true that.
That's just the persona, and he's somehow. Oh, wait, the frogs are actually turning gay.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I heard her cook. Hey, Herb, what's happening?
What have we done?
Going.
Chilling.
Jeff,
We were just
Jeff Goldblum signed my titties.
This stream has just gone metric.
Yeah, we were just going on about how the Pope is being asked to resign because of his unorthodox dealings.
I.e., he knew about the pedos.
Yep.
Hey, everybody, press 1 in the chat if you want to see Irv get naked.
I'm pressing 1 as much as I can. 1.
All I know about the story with the Pope is this.
Tara, that's the L button.
I'm laughing at all you goddamn Catholics. I knew the Pope was a bad idea.
Yeah.
The Pope was a mistake.
I don't know. I always
reply no.
You can say what you want about the Pope. He's got a hell of a wardrobe. Seriously.
Yeah, they're all dresses.
Yeah, but the baba, that hat that he wears, that thing is nice as hell. With all that inlay and the filigree, that's
that hat he wears, the baba.
Yeah, I'd take that thing apart and pawn off all the fucking gold.
To look awesome.
The baba, the baba.
Oh, go scratch.
That is his crown. Empire on Earth.
Did you say go scratch?
Cool.
Yeah.
Go scratch.
Go scratch.
All right, I ran right into that one.
Back it on up. Go with the flow.
National Libertarian, don't quit your day job. You're not cut out to be a beatboxer.
Well, as somebody who is grown
me,
up
I am
in
now
that
sad
era,
and disheartened.
I thought that was pretty good. As
You
somebody
destroyed his dreams, bartender. You destroyed his dreams. How dare you?
Hey, I've heard some of the crap he's got to compete with, and
I've heard some of the crap he's had to compete with too firsthand, and I don't know. I think he was pretty good. Either way, still, that was a pretty good. Keep up the good work and keep trying.
Don't make me and Six do a chaos rendition of some 70s love song, because we'll do it.
Don't make us get funky fresh.
Oh my god! Oh my god! NL's beatboxing styles and the smooth spoken word. of the next 6 minutes. I can't wait for this. Actually,
It's like Bismarcky and Barry White getting together.
No. Dougie Fresh. Let's see. It would have been Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh does the beatboxing, and Open Mike Eagle does the rapping.
I've actually been there in person and listened to Bismarcky beatbox, and Dougie Fresh is good, but I've seen the Biz in action up in Uniondale at the Coliseum. He was up over at the McDonald's by the Coliseum, just out on the table, just beatboxing, sitting there eating his lunch. Probably about 20 years ago. That's what Bismarcky used to do. You'd see him up on Jerusalem Avenue. You'd see him up over walking down Hempstead Turnpike, and he was mad cool. You could just go up to the guy, and I didn't. That's the thing. I was a kid. I was probably 13 years old at the time, so this was probably like 92. I didn't realize it was him, but I mean, I know who he is because, you know, guy who looks like a refrigerator. You know, he's enormous. Yeah.
All right, boys. I'm starting to fall asleep, so I'm heading to bed.
Uh-oh. She's about to cut up some wood.
I was going to say, you don't want to hang out here because, you know.
No, goodbye, good night.
If you
Love
just
you,
give us
Burnside.
5 minutes,
Bye.
we'll definitely nail that thing with pull on.
I got to build a fence.
Now that I
girl.
remember, I
She's the
saw a
best.
retrospective of his one hit wonder, Just a Friend, and I do remember he was a beatboxer at one point.
Yeah.
Before he became a rapper for about one album, I think, and then ended up working on a kids show. From what I understand,
more albums than that. He's big over here. He's really big around here. He's a local favorite.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of national syndication. He might have a few local stuff, but nationally syndicated, I think he only actually had one album.
I hate saying this because you're not in the urban community per se. It was kind of underground with those folks, but
Probably,
yeah.
and I do distinguish between an underground release versus like an actual big national release type deal.
Right, because everyone we have out
me,
here
I
is
respect
usually.
I respect a lot of underground art, but I am not going to call any of Tone Deaf's albums this national release deal. Even though he's magnitudes better than anything you'll hear on the radio.
Yeah.
Irving can confirm.
Well, the thing, like a lot of the music that like we'll hear that you guys hear in the rest of the country, we don't have here. No, we don't have it here. Like it never got played on our radio. Like when I was living up in Utica, they had all this music that was on there, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" They're like, "You've never heard this before?" I said, "No," and I was explaining to them like the way it works. Like literally, all you'll hear in New York is either top 40 or local music. We don't play anything else.
I can't stand top 40.
Yeah, that's all you'll hear. You'll either hear top 40 or local bands. That's it.
Top 40 is only worth listening to if you got a music criticism channel and you want something to riff on.
Top 40 is the only. Top 40 is only listenable.
A glorious lucky point in time where the populace at large actually learns what taste is.
Well, I'll tell you, top 40 is only listenable when you're heavily sedated and you're having teeth removed.
How up to date are you guys on the upcoming Brazilian election?
That would imply that there was ever a date I was on that.
Was there some hot chick up for office or something?
Well, the what's his name, Bolsonaro, the Brazilian Trump, basically. He's pretty much at this point solidified as winning this election because apparently just now the constitutional judges, or their version of that or whatever down in there, decided, or they cast a ruling just about an hour ago or whatever, that Lula, which is I can't remember what the guy's first name is, but his last name is Lula. He's the one running for the left-wing party per se. Can't run in the 2018 elections based on I don't know, technicalities or some shit like that. So basically Brazil's about to get a Trumpian figure as well.
Awesome. I hope he stamps out that rampant corruption.
Oh no, this is This guy puts like honestly, this guy makes Donald Trump look weak. This is the dude that said Pinochet should have killed more people. This is the guy that said what'd he say to that fucking I think it was a reporter or some shit. He's like he said something like I wouldn't even rape you because you're ugly or some shit like that.
Okay,
At least he's honest.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty fucking badass.
No, it's not. No, it sounds like he's what would have happened if Viktor Orban would have somehow mated with 4chan and produced this wonderful child.
Made
Well,
it
damn.
4chan. That's a hell of an image. Thank you, bartender.
So, did everyone get their submissions into Cards Against Humanity?
I haven't had the time, man. I've been busy.
Wait, there is a submissions thing?
Yeah, I thought I spread it around. Today's
Oh,
the
you
last
should have put
day.
that. You should have put that over in my Discord's Creation Quarter
Wow.
channel. I do not remember that.
All my friends are imaginary internet characters. How the hell am I supposed to play Cards Against Humanity with them?
Yeah.
Because we're all imaginary figures, and all you need to play Cards Against Humanity are yourself and a bunch of imaginary figures.
I've been huffing forklift fumes all.
Or you
month.
could go to cardsagainsthumanity.xyz and play online. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, that is the thing also. But yeah, no, they basically
I'll do
they're
that right now, actually.
All I know is, damn those kids and their newfangled computers. Back in my day, all we had was existing. Actual thing I played that got me the point.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, 15 white cards, 5 black cards. I sent mine in. We'll see what happens.
So here's the more important question. If they end up going to South Africa, how many of the black cards are going to kill how many of the white cards?
Only the ones that have farms.
Yeah.
No. From what I understand, they don't give a damn anymore.
They're getting there, eh?
Nobody.
Oh, of course.
Like I said, nobody gives a damn about Africa, and when it comes to foreign politics, and neither do I, because quite frankly, the United States needs to get out of it.
I didn't even touch on South Africa. Fuck.
Oh,
I'm not gonna get a job.
Remember, it's
Irv.
Africa. There's always genocide going on over there. It's just another fucking Tuesday, you know.
Effective immediately.
Yeah, but all
PYX
writers now
servers
give a damn
closed
because it's white people.
indefinitely. Check the Twitter feed for more details as they become available, but suffice to say, one person ruined it for everybody. So there is no more Cards Against Humanity on PYX.
What?
What?
I don't know what happened, but apparently one person done a thing, and they had to take the whole server down.
Oh, god damn it.
Humanity wouldn't care? What the fuck?
Burnside, was it you?
No, I haven't had the time.
Was that like was that the submissions list?
No, that was where you could play.
Yeah. Where you play on.
Okay, something tells me then somebody apparently used it for hacking or something, and they had to go purge servers.
No, somebody probably tried to contact and do sexual things with kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so the other fun one.
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know if it'd be like fun or anything, but
The extremely sarcastic, oh crap, what shit's happening now type of fun. Trust me, this is not me saying it's a good thing. This is drama fun.
Drama fun. I'm
In other
developing-
words, the type of fun that is not fun whatsoever the only reason we call it fun is because it's ironic as all hell. And then apparently the irony's gone full circle at some point.
I don't know, bartender. If you have to explain it this much, the sarcasm kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I know.
Anyhow, moving on. So, how about them Phillies?
Yeah.
Phillies.
We don't have horses.
How about those dead bodies? We've got less
We
today.
don't have dead bodies.
No, I mean over here we've got less dead bodies today thanks to the weather.
Why
Oh,
is it raining frogs?
did summer stop and all the ice cream trucks go away?
No, basically, here's how it goes. The hotter it is, the more dead bodies there are because of either A, the Hingle McCringleberries and the Donkey Teats get angrier and shoot at each other. B, the homeless people and the other people that are just fat as all fuck wind up dying from heat stroke or getting hospitalized and such. Or C, random event in the city occurs and then, people, wind up getting hospitalized and then die because of, whatever reasons. And because pretty much generally the hotter it is, expect more dead bodies. The colder it is, expect less dead bodies. And whenever there's inclement weather like rain or cold or anything like that that drops the temperature drastically, they take a temporary hiatus or at least slow down on their killing or attempts to kill.
Oh, really? I thought cold weather would have basically made the organ harvesting business a lot more effective. Now I don't need to go buy ice. I could just go outside and get it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how often people do that. There's been several people that have shot at each other for beer theft. I almost wound up being one of the people that shot somebody for beer theft until I realized it was my neighbor who was coming over. And it was his beer he was grabbing. So I was like, oh, shit.
So it's basically like the end of PC Principles arc from one of the South Park seasons, where the whole South Park gun shooting guns at everyone.
Pretty much, yeah. Because here's how it works. The only reason the cold slows down the crime is because most of the Hingle McCringleberries can't hack it. And typically, whenever it is colder, the cops will go and actually hang around places to warm up, so they don't spend the fuel. So it's kind of like for them, it's kind of a combination of it's too cold to do something and it's too risky to do something. So unless they're really desperate for cocaine and cocaine accessories, they pretty much just stay in their Section 8 housing and rape children or whatever the hell that it is that they do. Whenever
come on, Burnside, don't upsell it. Crack. It's crack.
Crack is whack.
Oh, it's definitely whack.
Crack is poor. Crack is poor.
And whack.
Yes.
Crack is poor and black. Okay, so that's probably what it is. They're just, they decide to just, stay in their Section 8 and do their crack and whatever and beat their women or something. But yeah, if it's too cold, they'll wait.
If it's in a city. No, the true white trash drug is meth.
We had a brief stint of meth, but it's more so the crack, cocaine, flakka, weed, the various synthetic variations of weed and all of the above. Because the synthetic stuff for a while was legal in Illinois, and to a degree it still is, but because of the fact that it's killed so many people and given people literal fucking stigmata when they smoke it. Literally, people die from shit that looks like stigmata because they just bleed out of every fucking orifice after doing this shit.
Bartender, you're incorrect. It's actually Velveeta cheese.
Velveeta cheese.
That stuff is many things. I will agree that it is not cheese, but it is not a drug.
That's what
it's chemicals.
Oh,
and what are drugs? Drugs and chemicals.
Chemicals.
I don't know about you, but the last time I touched acid, that was not a drug. That was just chemicals, and that was painful.
Well, nonetheless, basically, since as of last year, maybe the year before, since the synthetic drugs were basically giving people death by stigmata, they kind of...
What is stigmata? I didn't quite hear it.
Death by stigmata.
Yeah, basically, there is synthetic marijuana and other synthetic drugs that were going around, and a lot of the Hingle McCringleberries and people were buying them because the synthetic drugs are legal, but they're also more... And one set of the artificial marijuana, whatever the hell it was so deadly, it literally killed people with stigmata-like symptoms. They bled out of every orifice and were severely disoriented and had no idea what was going on.
Are you sure it's not the Ebola?
So like the cocaine nose thing, only everywhere.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a wild stab. Whatever strain that was has a blood thinner in it.
No idea.
Because ODing blood thinners will make you do that. If your blood quite literally thins out so much, your circulatory system can't handle it.
I'm convinced they did not know the way. They caught the Ebola.
They definitely did not know the way. They did not know the way all the way to fucking Crook County Hospital.
We must find the Ebola.
Oh, you sure they didn't go to the free clinic before? Oh wait, it would have taken a year for them to get admitted.
Oh yeah, no, they went to Cook County. That's typically where most of the people go to whenever they have serious illnesses or gunshots.
That's where we find the Ebola.
And this is why the United States should not have a socialized medicine system.
Yeah, because socialized healthcare will turn every hospital into Cook County Hospital. And trust me, that's not a good thing. That's a terrible fucking.
We must not know the way.
You say Cook County. I say English hospitals. You want to know why I say that? There was a scandal going around some time ago where people were joking only half-heartedly that more women were giving birth in the elevator than they were the maternity ward.
That would surprise me. There are a couple women.
The path of the socialized medicine will take care of you eventually. Emphasis on eventually. 150 years later, here's your cough medicine, sir.
Our socialized healthcare system is actually fairly efficient considering, and pretty comprehensive. The problem is we've never been able to afford it, and we've been going deeper and deeper in debt since Trudeau the First because of it. You know.
Every time you say Trudeau, I will love or hate Dr. Vanderbergkamp. I will give him this. He actually managed to craft a scenario where the phrase "we Justin Trudeau" was a thing, and it was awesome. Babel, which was basically a whole who's the late night talk show host that does the things kids say thing? Not Cosby, but it was like Colbert, was it?
Colbert or Kimmel?
Something like that.
Kimmel would do.
But basically they did a whole thing, and it was a wage gap. And you basically had these kids who were woke as fuck showing up, and like one kid basically said, "Well, maybe the women don't work as hard." No shit. No shit. Like from what he showed, it was like it was a 50-50 spread between based kids and all the kids that bought the Kool-Aid already. It was epic. All made better by the doctor's wonderfully twisted commentary.
Twisted doctor.
And also hand puppets. And much alcohol. Seriously, Irving. He's like British you.
Yeah, no, I'm somewhat familiar with him. He does fun stuff, and he works.
Still surprised he was not the guy who ended up putting Alex Jones voice lines to Doom footage. I watched Sargon stitch that whole thing together. It's fucking epic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Nah.
Oh, come on. You guys are death, and I will return you to your father forever.
Eh. I mean, you gotta think, man. I spent a lot of time on 4chan. I've seen some Alex Jones memes that haven't even circulated around on the normie side of the internet. So,
I still like the Doom thing, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but those are just memes, man. A whole 6-minute shitpost.
And I really didn't think it was good at all. Like it didn't crack a smirk or anything.
Well, that was a buzzkill. Irving, take us somewhere.
Where, like to Canada? You don't want to go there.
No, I don't. I don't.
Well,
Retract
yes,
that now.
yes, I do. I want to go there with the camera so I can laugh at it later.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know what you do? You just walk across the border at any point and claim refugee status, get free dental, and then go back.
Holy crap! I should see if some people in the northern counties actually do that up here.
I was asking Scooby to do it if he didn't have anything else to do this summer, and he wouldn't. Right, and the thing is, they don't like search your bags or nothing, right? So you can keep your passport in your bags and just like take a vacation to Canada. Get some healthcare, get some dental. Even we don't get dental. Our dental's not covered by the single payer.
Oh, Canada's still salvageable then.
Well, but the thing is, all the fucking illegal immigrants coming from the U.S. are getting fucking dental.
Now you know our problem. No, don't think of them as illegal immigrants. Think of them as people displaced by our illegal immigrants.
My God. No, they are your illegal immigrants. They just crossed over to our country.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
And these jags don't want to close the loophole in the safe third country agreement, because the way it's worded, it's basically stating at official border crossings or ports of entry, right? So if you cross illegally, it doesn't count.
That is retarded.
Yeah.
The law only applies if we catch you trying to break it.
Oh, you.
Oh God! If they catch you trying to break it, they have the once known as the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, now called the Royal Canadian Migrant Porters. They help them bring their bags across the border.
That's fun.
It's fucking shameful.
Oh my God! If I was a Canadian conservative.
You need to impeach Trudeau, man, before it gets worse. I'm telling you, he's going to wind up giving members of ISIS Canadian service medals.
Oh my God. What was it?
Just to piss you off, then, in one of those video game ideas I have, there is a member of ISIS in that little twisted metal thing I made. Maybe I should just give him a Canadian Medal of Honor just to piss you off, Irving.
No, but the thing is, I wouldn't even be pissed at you. I'd be pissed at my current government.
Everybody's pissed at your current
I would
government.
do it Burnside if it weren't for the fact that I'm already doing a straight political joke as a car with a whole bunch of radical feminists. I'm driving in a Honda with a bullhorn and a safe space.
No shit,
I actually managed to work in a safe space as a weapon.
Fuck! I have too many windows open. Damn it. Okay, that one can go away.
I tell you, after I get your surrender tour shirt done, when I get all my shit packed and unpacked and so on, that's gonna be my next shirt.
Irving, have you seen that?
I don't.
The Canadian Medal of Honor.
Right. Click on it and watch it.
Yes. Oh, I did a video on this. Yeah. Fuck yeah. What a fucking asshole.
Dude, no. Let me, dude. I need to ask something, right? As a national libertarian, someone who loves the concept of fucking freedom, especially from tyrannical governments, why do you have a government, right? This totally inclusive, loving government. Why do you have secret police?
They're what's it called? Plainclothes RCMP officers.
Yeah, that's why I said, why do you have secret police?
Secret police, sure. Okay. I'm sure
brown shirts, plain clothes, whatever you call them.
I can understand the use of regular plainclothesmen, but something tells me this is above and beyond the police need to conduct a sting.
This is okay. If you guys take a look at this video, what it is Trudeau is giving a speech in Quebec in his personal riding. You have to win your own seat. And a woman there, she's in her 60s, starts questioning him about the hundreds of millions of dollars being spent on illegals. And he starts telling her she's racist, she's un-Canadian, and then at one point, now my French is not that good, it very much sounds like he says, "You do not belong in Canada." And this woman is Québécois de Souche. Her family's probably been there before the country existed. And he has the RCMP manhandle her away from the crowd and threaten her with arrest for questioning him.
For asking questions.
Watch this video. He gets right up in her face, and he's being so condescending, so fucking bullying. It's disgusting. It's horrific, man.
Something Donald Trump though.
What's that?
Something Donald Trump though.
No, God, no, not from me, man. You know that.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, that's the, Justin Trudeau did a really fucked up thing where like his secret police came out and like, grabbed up an old lady and scared the shit out of her and threatened her with arrest because she was simply asking questions. Oh, next up in the news, something Donald Trump did a thing. Donald Trump had a taco. Look how fucking racist he is. Nothing to see.
No. Remember your political past. Donald Trump had 2 scoops with his ice cream.
This just in: Donald Trump had 3 scoops of ice cream. Trump BTFO. Trudeau didn't do nothing. He a good boy.
I wonder what would happen if somebody just didn't take a shit one day and slapped him across the face.
Hey, did you?
I actually have to halfway wonder what would happen if somebody had the balls to do it.
Did your cuck in chief bow to the new America-Mexico trade agreement?
No. Actually, what's ridiculous was Trump called Trudeau before that was announced. And Trudeau said, "Oh, I'm too busy to take the president of the United States' call."
Because he's a little bitch.
He had nothing. He had literally nothing on his fucking itinerary that day. Not a goddamn thing.
I mean, to be
fair, this is why virtue signaling is stupid.
He does set aside at least 10 minutes to take of
Sorry.
Irving, I'm not going to lie. You and your people might want to consider anarchism, like genuine anarchism, and get rid of him and his whole government, and just start with something that doesn't suck, like a constitutional republic of sorts, or a minarchist representative republic of some kind or another, where everyone apologizes and then says, "All right, let's get shit done."
No, that's known as an American or British Revolution.
Yeah, and we don't do that. We've got 14 months of the single most ineffectual majority government in the history of the country remaining. The damage that they will actually do is minimal because this guy takes more days off than he actually works. It is his first full-time job. Give him a break.
This is his wearing the big boy pants.
And now, I don't know if you guys
don't fall off like his eyebrows. That's good.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know if you guys know the name Maxime Bernier. You probably don't.
Yes. No, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, a vocal conservative who's just now left the Conservative Party because they backed the supply management dairy barons in Canada. And he's like, fuck that noise. I'm starting my own party. And he's only got 14, 15 months to make something happen with this. But I'm really fucking curious. It's a hell of a gambit. And if he could pull something off and actually start taking seats, not only because a lot of his seats would come from the Conservative Party, but they'd also or from conservative voters rather. But actually, a lot of liberals that don't want to vote Conservative or NDP would go with Maxime. And yeah, I saw this. Someone took a Bernie poster and photoshopped it to say Bernier.
Feel the Bernier.
No, it says Bernier. Make Canada great for once.
Oh my god, that is so self-depreciating and such a good commentary at the same time.
Make Canada at least all right.
Yeah.
No. It's not. No, it's not even make Canada all right. It's make Canada all right for once, please.
Make it satisfactory, eh?
Because Bernier was my preferred leader for the party, and he didn't win, right? So I was like, okay, well, it can't be the Liberals, and obviously we're not going to go to the slightly less socialist NDP. So I'm gonna stick with this guy. And now Bernier is like, I'm making my own goddamn party, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, and like I'm really excited, and I want to see what happens. I want to see who goes with them.
You
Who pops
should
up?
totally join the party, Irving.
Nope.
Hey, as an American who always gets asked this question, but legitimately, based on factual evidence, has no idea how to even answer it. How does it feel to live in a fascist state?
It's not as terrible as they make it out to be for the most part. You know,
It's not that bad.
yeah, like as long as like you can even question the government and their choices as long as you have like less than 300 subs on YouTube. It's fine. It'll be fine. But
so
you can't.
how long before the RCCCCMP takes a look at you?
Oh, gee, at the rate that I'm growing, it's going to be like never, not a chance.
Well, you guys heard it here. Go subscribe to Irvin so he gets arrested tomorrow.
Get it done.
So is this the most backhanded compliment, or is this the nicest punch you've ever received? I can't tell.
No, yeah, I'm happy to make YouTube videos from prison, buddy. Okay.
Well,
Canadian
funny-
judicial system, they would give you full access to the internet.
No, God, we get access to the internet, healthcare, education, and we can still fucking vote.
But do you get a camera and a microphone?
Probably. I mean,
Right. This is Canada. They'll probably let you have it on commissary, and it'll cost about 1/10 the cost of a bag of chips in an American prison.
you can just say that, you know, this is what I've always done, and it's cruel and unusual punishment to take that away from me.
Oh, you're gonna go that route. I was gonna go I need this for my mental health.
And all those
tens of millions of dollars here, right?
all those cameras are metric.
Just look around. You know, your first day in prison, look around and be like, I'm an immigrant here. I deserve basic human rights. $1 million.
No. He can't be. No. Go up higher on the stack. He's a refugee.
Jesus Christ! If I escaped prison and landed anywhere in the country, could I claim asylum?
Probably.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Depending on what state you go to here, you could get all sorts of cool perks for the asylum you're applying for. And you can actually get away with this, Irv. Check this out. You could say that you are a refugee of North African descent, and that you can apply for certain things depending like which state you go to. You got to start looking on like YouTube videos and seeing. You can even look on Twitter also. I guess Tumblr. I'm not familiar with all this shit, but you start looking. Look for which state has like the most bizarre, insane SJW story. That's the state you apply for asylum in.
Illinois.
So it's going to be a toss-up between California and New York. Gotcha.
No,
Basically.
Chicago.
No. The southern states are doing even more crazy shit. We were talking about it the other day. Some school in Atlanta, they took away the Pledge of Allegiance, replaced it with a globalist oath.
What the fuck?
And then they thankfully stated the Pledge of Allegiance because the parents were pissed as all hell.
Hey, true story. Most people think they want to get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance because it references God, but the real reason they want to get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance is because it reaffirms the fact that we live in a republic and not a democracy.
Yep.
Huh? I thought that was. I assume people were actually that stupid to believe it. No. I quite literally thought that. Yes, you have anti-theists who are that adamant about it that they will make that much of a stink about it. It's the whole don't say Merry Christmas, say Happy Holidays.
God, no, because it offends.
They're gonna push to change all of our money.
Yeah.
Not one single peep from anybody to remove "In God We Trust" from our currency. Has nothing to do with God. It's because and for the republic or to the republic for which it stands. Because they don't.
You see, I'm going to hear that, and I'm thinking, yes, I think people are so stupid that they'll overlook this.
No, there are people that dude, just look around like at all the people who just expound the fact that we're like it's literally a liberal talking point that this is not a democracy. You're right. This isn't a democracy. This is a republic.
Yeah, like democracy doesn't direct democracy doesn't really work on this scale. It's too.
We're a
Yeah, direct democracy is
We're in a
insane.
republic. We've literally never once in the history of this country been a democracy.
No, yeah, it's a federated democratic republic. Is that the correct term?
A democratic.
Constitutional
A
republic.
democratic
Federated
republic. At some point earlier in the U.S. history, you could have called us a federative polity.
We are currently and have been for as long as I'm aware, we're a constitutional republic.
It kind of depends on who you talk to, but Civil War marked the end of the era of states' rights. Depending on how much you want to split hairs, that could mean that there is a significant difference between the two. A federative polity basically means the states are more or less on the same level as central government.
Right, but we've
There's
never
mutual respect, but ultimately the states will stand up and say, no, fuck you, if they don't like what the central government does. Very obscure term. It's a very obscure term. I don't expect you to know it.
you can go walk the streets and you can they think we're a democracy and just fucking 9 out of 10 people will be like, yeah, we're a democracy.
No, but I mean, like, democracy is more like it's not like on this scale. You don't think of it as a form of government so much as a form of administration for a republic, right? Like, everyone gets a vote, but you got to vote for a leader, and then that leader votes on your behalf for other things, right? Because
I think that's where everybody gets the conflation from. Yes.
Yeah.
What was the obscure term that you said you don't think I'd be familiar with? You broke up before. I didn't hear it.
Federative polity.
Yeah, I've heard it. That's like from around the time of Benjamin Disraeli, right? You don't hear that terminology anymore. It's
I don't know where I got it from. Like, I've only seen it in one book I've ever read, and that was 33 Questions About American History You're Not Supposed to Ask by Thomas E. Woods Jr.
Yeah, that was when was the affair that went down with Disraeli? What was that? That was I think in the late 1840s, early 1850s that went down. I may be mistaken. You know what I'm talking about with Benjamin Disraeli?
I do not. The name's not hitting anything for me.
He, what the fuck was his title? I'm drawing a blank because it's like 11:45 at night, and I wasn't even really. I didn't think we were going to get on the subject. Otherwise,
I'm drawing a blank. This literally happened like 150 years ago.
Yeah, he was British. He was one of their ministers of commerce.
No wonder I have no clue.
No, but something that he had done, did specifically had affected the New York Stock Exchange in some way. That's the only I've been doing all that shit working on the game for the past like 2 weeks. I haven't really been beating myself over the head with Victorian era politics like I normally do. I switch gears, so it's not my wheelhouse right now. Sorry, man. I'm on point. Remember right off the top of my head.
That's fine.
Trees,
What's up?
I saw those trees. Nice.
Oh, didn't know I put them on camera like that.
No, the trees, the world trees, 74 miles tall. Yeah.
Oh, the thing I'm working on. I thought because I'm doing a little something here off camera. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize it was getting picked up.
I didn't see nothing.
All right, good.
You remember, you're smoking hand-rolled cigars.
I am a cripple, and it is legal in my state, so I'm not worried.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, so I don't worry about nothing. And I'm going to be 40 next April, so I'm an old man at this point, according to younger people, so what do I care?
Fucking.
Oh, not this younger person.
You're a boomer.
What the hell is that? Oh, an apple? All right. Your microphone, man. I can't hear you.
It's an apple.
All right.
It's a big apple. Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Huh?
Little New York joke there. Little New York joke.
Yeah, I know. I got the
talking about those. Irving's talking about those trees. Meanwhile, I'm thinking one of my mods in Fallout 4 finally generated a weed gun, but
Neat.
Oh, nice.
it's just the paint and the incendiary effect.
What was I gonna say to you? Speaking of what Irv was talking about, I had asked you like a week or two ago, but if you get a chance, look up in that channel. I've been working on a few things, and I posted some shit up in there. It's kind of sucks. It's kind of like playing handball without a partner. I got no one to foil off because Burnside has been sleeping so damn much, and Irv got a promotion, so he can't play as much anymore. I have no one to play make believe with, so
Sorry, buddy. Night
that's
shift.
all good.
Oh, crap.
That's all good.
That actually does remind me of one thing I wanted to run by you that basically involves if we're doing the whole all the universes come together, I think at a certain level Yahweh needs to be back in. However, we can write him in such a way that it looks nothing like the Bible.
I've
The
already
whole concept.
Look at what I posted
The whole concept
today. You read my mind.
Yeah, the concept I was running with was the whole all the gods are technically working together. Okay, let's like run with this. God basically has the Jews, and that's it. And they're all fighting amongst each other over the three big Judeo-Christian ones.
If you look at the ancient Semitic beliefs, they don't seem to understand where the hell Yahweh came from. He just started literally as like a local village god in some Iron Age village in the Levant, and it just blew up from there. So the way I have it written, and I put it specifically, I wrote that today in the server. My particular campaign, there's just no Yahweh, but I have it written the way I'm writing the structure of it is very loose. You can do whatever the hell you want to bring Yahweh in, exactly like you said, especially in an omniverse. But the way I'm writing it for my particular one that I'm working on, as I said, I'm so far working on two. Like using the way I'm designing it, I'm working on like my own personal way that I would design this if I was running it, and then I'm doing it in the shared model, the one that I'm working on in the server right now. There hasn't been any divergence thus far because we haven't really had a powwow about this. We've just been like throwing ideas into the pot. And to be fair, we've all been stroking each other's dicks over this because we're all really good writers and we're all like impressed with each other. Like, oh yeah, this is great. This is good. Oh yeah, this is good. This is never good. No one's really. We haven't really criticized each other yet. We have to get to that part. So, but
oh yeah, the other big thing I can think of exactly.
Invite Porpoise if you want criticism.
He's in there. He's in my server. He's coming there once or twice. He's said how it was either monumentally gay or retarded or some combination. So it's
I managed to think of 3 actual potential uses for guns in a more conventional gun. One of which basically being a fuck off blunderbuss for the range classes because bows have minimum range just from the way I'm doing things. So basically, what your crossbow sniper is going to have is he's going to have this little pistol blunderbuss under his coat, where if someone gets too close, just like aim. It's a quick aim, shoot it, go away. You're not supposed to be using this more than once or twice around because if you're in close as a sniper, as a sniping crossbowman, you're not doing it right.
All right, but then you have to.
So essentially, all it is a fuck off gun. Nobody's figured out how to make barrels strong enough for revolvers that can handle everything you'd want to shove in there. Therefore, the only guns you're really going to see in big production are really super expensive. I need a clockmaker and a master forger to do it, or it's just a single shot. You're only supposed to use it if somebody gets too close and you don't have anything to hit them with.
Okay. Well,
essentially the melee ranged weapon.
Okay.
This is my only contribution, Scoob.
I know.
Just imagine that it's like about half the size of a house.
I know how big the damn things are. I was looking at it right. I posted the thing about muskoxes in my server also because you were driving me nuts about them. So the information is in there. Fret not.
You're the best.
Hey, I know. I try. Yeah.
Hey, Six.
Six.
Six. Hey, Six.
What's up?
Hey, Six. What the fuck are these guys talking about?
They're talking about some game that they're making.
D&D stuff. We're all nerds, and we're engaging in a nerdy circle jerk.
Pretty much. We're Scoob and the rest of us are making like our own Dungeons and Badasses type of thing.
I couldn't help but notice this stream doesn't have any furries in it.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's totally not a bad thing. I just, that was an observation I just made about a couple minutes ago. I was like, substantially.
That muskox was none too hairy, right?
You think going on?
Well, no, you have half one. Guilty as charged. If they end up coming out with cybernetics that end up doing crazy things no human should, I'll probably be one of the first people to sign up.
I can picture you getting bionic eyebrows.
Yeah.
No, it's more along the lines of being a human's boring. Damn it.
Speak for yourself, son. I had a great youth.
Yeah, but you lived in a city where shit happened every day. I live out in the middle of the country, and it's boring as fuck.
I've seen girls going wild. You live in Wisconsin. I don't want to hear nothing out of you, man. Come on. Seriously. You got all them farmers' daughters. I would have a ball in your state. All them chubby white chicks. Oh my God, I would have so much fun with them. Come on.
One, no guarantee it's chubby depending on age. Two, I've met some of them, and no, I do not want to be anywhere near them.
More power to you, son. Like I said, me personally, I would have had so much fun in Wisconsin. Seriously, I would have had a ball. I mean, they just look they're also perky and happy and friendly on those videos. You know, they're doing cartwheels and shit on the bed, you know, in the motel rooms and shit. I mean, it's a thing you're gonna notice. You go to a lot of bars around here, specifically to keep out the SJWs. They put Girls Gone Wild on the big screens in the background, and the hipsters will come in with their beards. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, you're offended, Susie? That's nice. Wait until after 12. That's when we put on the dildo shows. Oh, I'm never coming here again. Okay, good. Tell your friends. You know, but that's basically
it's repellent.
Wait for the Dodo show. It might have changed your mind.
That's a guy that came in like that. That's why the guy called him Susie, is what I'm saying. Like, these hipsters, they...
God damn it.
Well, then
they'll come...
You know, with any luck, his name probably would have been some somehow male version of Susie.
Probably.
Like, I'll give you a couple of things. Like, if you ever come to New York and you hear them say, they're not good things to be addressed as. If somebody calls you and you're not the person's friend, if you're like in a bar and you're making static and somebody says, you got a problem, sweetheart? You're probably going to get assaulted.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Same thing is if you ever hear somebody say, hey, yo, playboy, hit the fucking ground. Just do yourself a favor. Those are the two things I can tell you right off the bat. Yeah.
I'm either going to catch a bullet or I'm going to catch a brick.
No, a bullet. A bullet. Usually when they say that someone's getting shot, they yell that so everyone turns around and looks, because it's a thing. It's not cool to shoot somebody in the back. They want you got to look somebody in the eye when you shoot them. It's actually like considered bad.
In Toronto, no, it's all cowards. No one announces nothing. They just start shooting in the middle of the fucking mall, which happened yesterday.
And they go, sorry.
That happened.
Random Butcher had a problem with one dude.
We call that Sunday.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I know. No, I got Faith Goldie saying, "Oh shit, it's turned into a lawless city. It's the Wild West out here." I'm like, "Bitch, look at Chicago. Like, this is literally nothing. Except it actually is terrible for us. Like, this is one of our worst years."
Well, maybe
it's terrible. You've had your first Chicago Sunday, man.
So wait, it's terrible over in Toronto. So there was one shooting, and someone got their syrup stolen.
Pretty much, but that's bad here. No one steals syrup. There's just like this Canadian etiquette that you just like you don't do that.
Oh, you beat the guy up, then you take it.
You take the jewelry, you take the wallets, you leave the syrup. That's just the way it is. But these people,
hey,
So Scooby, do the Sicilians take
no, crossing the line
only?
would have been not to say sorry.
really sorry about this, but give me your wallet.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I don't know. I guess it's just me, and I'm sure Burnside can relate to this. And I would say Six can relate to this probably more than anybody, but he's from Texas. It doesn't count. And what I mean by that is, I sit here like every night and I hear gunshots all the time. I don't hear any automatic fire because that's the thing down in this part of the state. Rifles are not very popular. Everyone likes to carry pistols. It's just it's literally it's like it doesn't matter what
you can hide it.
No, it's literally it's like a New York culture thing. It's cross cultural. It doesn't matter what color you are, race, creed, color, religion. It doesn't matter if you're from this part of the state. Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk. 9 times out of 10, you just prefer a pistol. It's an aesthetic thing with us. We just all like to carry, again, for the reasons you said. But it is a matter of preference because there are some people I know who, you know, they're kind of bonkers, and they have like full blown, you know, like really big magazine, full auto machine guns. But
pearl handles don't really look good on rifles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you know, because I know about, I've seen and heard from many people about Texas that because of all the recreational shooting when the sun sets, especially on the weekend, all you hear in certain parts of Texas is nonstop gunfire. But that's from people having a good time. They're not actually committing crimes. You know.
Well,
this is not. There's no merriment to this gunfire.
I'm pretty sure some of those guns have violated some law.
I'm sure, but you know, considering how much gunfire you hear, that's the thing. You could sit on a night in you could actually. I'd put money on this. There are certain parts of Texas where you could hear for a week solid nonstop gunfire, and none of those shots were either shot in anger or in committing of a crime.
Yeah, no
Think
one.
about that.
Not a single.
Probably.
Yeah. Whereby me, every shot, and I hear a lot of them. Every shot has a story to it. Yeah.
Oh,
what's
go
that?
ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Ted Cruz or the Irish guy LARPing as a Mexican? Who's got it?
That's a good question.
The Irish guy LARPing as a Mexican.
Oh, this is news to you.
Oh, you mean Beto?
I like to call him Beta, but
anyway, yeah. Ted Cruz probably.
I don't mean personally. I mean like outcome.
I would say Ted Cruz is he's going to take it.
Yeah.
What is this, Governor?
Is that mostly just based on the fact that it's already beat?
Like I'm asking, is this for a governor race?
Let's see. I think it's Senate, I believe.
Running for Senate. That could be a few areas. My understanding of the voting scene down there is that Republicans just plain win. There's not enough blue anywhere to get anybody elected unless they're in that area.
Senate primary election.
Wait, you have the. How did an Irishman who's LARPing as a Mexican get into the Republican Party?
He's not in the Republican Party. He's a Democrat.
I figures, but you just said the Republican primaries. I'm thinking, wait, this is the primary election? What the fuck?
No, Ted Cruz is up against I forget. Somebody I don't care about and somebody I've never heard of. So it's like
he isn't up against anybody. To be fair.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like Scott Walker for governor is going to be up here. Nobody puts out signs for the competition. They just all know the Republican's going to win it.
And the Irish don't really lockstep for the friggin' Democrats. I mean, the Irish Catholics do up here pretty much. I mean, well, the Irish Catholics, I guess, pretty much do for the Democrats across the board. But that doesn't, just because he's Irish doesn't necessarily mean that he's Irish Catholic. He could be a Protestant.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not focusing on the Irish. I'm focusing on the LARPs as a Mexican.
Ah,
Well, I will check that out actually.
Sticks, help, or not Sticks. What the fuck did I do that? Because 6, and I'm a little dyslexic here at 12 o'clock. 6, help me with the LARPs as a Mexican thing.
Well, like,
Say
I've
again?
got.
I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. What's the guy's what's that guy's real name?
That would be, I think it's Robert O'Rourke.
Robert O'Rourke. That's the man's name. And he claimed that he is of what nationality?
Let's see. I don't really know about him. Well, let's see.
How do I know more about Texas than you do?
I don't follow the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Sticks on this one. I don't even know who the hell the Democratic candidate for governor here is, even though he's going up against Scott Walker. How do you know who Scott Walker is? Dude survived a recall election with a famous ad that pretty much just has people who said, "Look, I didn't vote for Scott Walker, but I don't want him. I don't want him to get recalled."
Well, you know,
And he
Beto
pretty
it's like a nickname for Roberto.
Right.
So he's one of these white guys that really identifies with the with the Latino community.
so he's a Mexican.
What's up, I guess.
Bobby O'Rourke's Mexican.
he's down with Raza SA.
Yeah.
At Six, if you want to know what I'm referencing, South
Yes, I
Park,
know.
the last Mexican.
The mantequilla, yes, I know, which means butter.
Yep. And that is how Butterscotch became the leader of Mexico,
Oh
which is
dear.
apparently a role that transcends even genetics, because yes, the little babies will raise their hands and go, "Oh," when Butters is miles away in Colorado raising his hands. I love the final scene of that episode. It's pretty much just like Butters gets on his chair, starts raising his hands, and everyone can hear from Mexico, everybody going, "Oh!" And then in time, Butters like moves left and right, and they make their little vocalizations. It's just hilarious because everybody's talking shit about him, saying, "Oh, Butters, you'd make a terrible Mexican. You make a terrible leader of Mexico." And then Butters just doesn't say anything. He just gets up on his seat and acts out the leader of Mexico.
Woof.
Viva Mantequilla.
A better president of Mexico than the current president of Mexico.
Mantequilla con sal, which means butter that is salted.
He was like, "Hey, this was going to be like this socialist utopia," and all the Mexicans were like, "Fuck yeah!" and they voted for him and stuff because free Gibbs. And he was like, "Fuck that Donald Trump guy. He's evil and Hitler, and we're going to be like a socialist utopia. Capitalism, that's some good stuff." And everyone was like, "Yeah, totally. Fuck Donald Trump and his 2 scoops and stuff." And then he got elected, and he was like, "Hey, yo, Trump, let me bargain with you, homeboy."
Oh no! I thought what happened was all the cartel said, "You vote for you. Hey, it's I'm gonna vote for this man, or I'm gonna shoot you." That's pretty much how politics works down there, if I understand it.
No. They say, "Don't vote for these other people." That way, the person that's getting elected doesn't have ties to the cartel. That's how they do it down there.
Oh, gotcha. Plausible deniability.
They tell you if you vote for this person, we'll kill you. And basically that just ultimately limits the options to the one person they won't kill you for voting for. You gotta think.
Essentially, let's be honest about Beto O'Rourke. He's kind of like Jeb Bush and his guacamole. Beto, whatever.
Beta.
Beto O'Rourke. Beta.
Six is Texan, and he knows the lingo. He's got to pronounce it properly because that's a thing.
6 didn't even know who the guy was.
No. I'm talking about the Spanish language in general. He's in Texas. He's exposed to it. He's tired of the gringos up here screwing up the language.
Quit
Bro, I
selling-
probably hear
quit-
more Spanish than 6 does in my daily dealings. Seriously, come on. I hear every dialect of Spanish up here. I hear Mexican, I hear Honduran, I hear El Salvadorian, I hear Dominican, I hear Puerto Rican, I hear Spanish, like actual Spain. I hear it all up here.
The
I
King's
don't hear
Spanish.
English.
Yeah, there are differences in each of these different. Yeah.
I only hear English when I stream with you guys. Otherwise, throughout the course of my day, once I leave my house, I don't hear English anymore.
You got all these names for this stuff. I just call it gibberish.
You know, Scooby, you're saying that, and I'm thinking, oh god damn, New York's even more of a dystopia than I thought.
Just don't say jalapeno and we'll be fine.
When I get up in the morning, I drop my wife off, and I go and I get myself. I go to the Taco Bell around the neighborhood because it's clean, and they make a good burrito there. It's only $2. So I go get a burrito. The guy who makes it there, he's El Salvadorian. I've known him for years. He's a great guy. I go from there. I go over to 7-Eleven. They're Polish, and I get coffee from there. Then, like, when I go out through the course of the day, like when I stop up at the gas station, they're Turkish. And then usually, like, when I leave there, I'm trying to think of, like, every place I stop. There is not any place I stop in my neighborhood that I can think of off the top of my head where they're American. If I go to Carvel, they're from Hong Kong. Like when I go to the McDonald's, most of them are from the Dominican Republic. Think, I could sit here and like just name like different parts of town I can go to and find like an entire country working there. It's really how it is, and that's the thing. Like you pick up the language. It's that like you're exposed to it all day. Like, do you know how often I'll see somebody like and they'll say to me like, Scooby. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? They're like, nothing, brother. Assalamu alaikum, like that. And I'll say to them, oh, yeah, what's good, bro? Salaikum salam. Because I know it, because I hear it all the time, and like I'll be walking past and like, I'll see like a Jewish girl I know, like, gewollte geschehene Mädel, because I'm fucking around with her, because I know her. But that's how it is. Like, I'll go into the ice cream parlor, and I'll say to the woman, when we get a cone, and she'll hand me the thing, like, shay. I go up like, where the fuck is it? Like, when I go to get the lottery, I go in there, I play the lotto, and the guy, he hands me my tickets, namaste. It's just because you pick the shit up from being around the neighborhood,
This is the cuckiest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is. It's.
I'd probably be
neighbors,
angrier, but New York's kind of been this way for. I think this would have been going on a century at this point. New York's
how
always
often they talk to me and they ask me, they'll say something to me, like they'll ask me a word in like Italian or Sicilian. That's just how it is. There's a lot of cross-cultural shit. Like they'll sit me down and start asking me questions because they're curious.
And New York always was just, if you're an immigrant, this is kind of your first stop.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's not really being cocky. It's you're being cool. That's all. It's you're trying to be down with them because they're trying to be down with you. They're sitting there wearing all the American shit. The least thing I can do is learn how to say thank you in their friggin' native tongue because they learned mine to like deal in business with me.
Yeah, I actually have like Toronto similar kind of mentality, right? That like, and the point is, it's easier to help someone learn the local language if you know at least bits and pieces of theirs, right? That does. Yeah. And it helps them.
At first, I was memeing when I said this was the cuckiest shit I've heard all day. But the fact that you guys are taking a fucking literal shitpost meme seriously to this point, this is the. I mean,
Irving. Irving, all I gotta say,
complaining about is known as Poe's Law. There is no more sarcasm on the internet. We can all get fucked.
Hey, it's hard to tell with this guy.
Irving, all I gotta say, man, is domo arigato.
6, you are not Miss 6. Irving is not Mr. Roboto.
Well,
And
that is how you.
And that was the album that killed Styx.
Such a white way of saying domo arigato. Domo arigato.
Yeah.
Domo.
And just
Oh my
remember,
God.
it's
I'm not a
easier to
weeaboo.
Well,
It's
I've been to Japan, so I mean it's only like I could just do right by saying things in their native language.
How is it then? Because I always butcher it because it's been years. But how is it you say good morning? I know it's some big long son of a bitch.
I
It's
say good morning, and if they don't respond in something that I understand, I move on with my life.
I always heard it was Ohio gatoimasu. Yeah, that's it. That's they got like this long word that they use to say good morning.
All of their words are long for simple short words. Like you're talking about people who literally write by drawing multiple houses in a row.
Yeah, that's gotta love kanji.
No,
You know the thing about their spoken languages, it's actually not that complicated. It's all the formalities. That's what makes it such a pain in the ass.
Oh, so it's like all the conjugations you can possibly do to nouns and verbs in Spanish, only multiplied.
Basically, how the language works out. Check this out really quick. Let me break it down. Let me break it down in simple lay terms, the easiest lay terms. If I was to say to you, could I borrow your pencil? It would come out in Japanese like, excuse me, Mr. Bartender, could I, Mr. Scooby, please borrow Mr. Bartender's pencil? It's long-winded as fuck and formal like this. This is what basically native Japanese speakers, like people who like are of Japanese descent, like their parents were from Japan and they were born here. This is how they broke it down to me.
You completely left out the bit about how I hate to impose upon you because that is so terrible.
Right.
However, I am an expert and have no choice but to ask you, Mr. Bartender.
Yeah, that's literally how their language is. That's the reason, like, you'll hear them say all this shit, and then you see it translated, and you're like, really? That was it?
Yeah.
Hi.
And 50 words later, we have covered the word please.
Yes. At least it's not Hungarian. Don't even get me started on that language. That's the most fucked up language on earth. Like, people don't realize it because Hungarian is weird. It's either as easy or as hard as you want to make it, and you got to understand how Hungarian works to even get what I mean. And I'm not going into that. That's a stream in and of itself.
Because it's a fucked up Slavic language.
Real
people think they're Slavic. Like,
is why don't the SJWs go after the Spanish language for being the most gender binary patriarchal language there is?
Because they're not done yet. Trust me. Why do you think Latinx exists?
Yeah, no, Latinx, right, as opposed to Latino or Latina, and now in Germany, because Germany is also German is very gendered. They're working on like making a gender neutral version of German, and that's basically reconstructing the language from the ground up. It's just not possible.
Oh, and Irving, Latinx is actually not the first attempt they made. The first attempt they made was Latino A, with Latino, then the the either or option, like slash, and then A at the end.
And look, I don't know a single Spanish speaker that is okay with this.
No.
Yeah.
Shut.
Yeah.
Wow. I could probably think of a few, but they would have all have been in that La Unida thing back in college. You have to be an SJW already to agree with it.
Well, yeah, but you got to think, guys. Look, white people are bad because all they do is oppress minorities and stuff. By the way, you minorities need to change your language because we white people said that it's oppressive towards other minorities.
Purposeful, you are expecting self-reflection.
I was not expecting self-reflection. I was meaning.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
So we're at the time at this point, gentlemen. I'm just curious.
What need your language to be?
Irv, are you hosting After Hours?
I will be running an After Hours. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. All right. Beautiful. I was gonna I wanted to wrap this shit up just quickly, just because you're doing your After Hours, and I don't want to drag this out, so we're all still here at like 4 a.m. Does anyone want to shill really quick?
No.
Okay,
how about me?
All right, go ahead, Irv.
videos and shit. And also, I'm running after hours in the next 45 minutes or so, right? So come join us there if you're still awake and not too drunk and, you know, way too bored on a Friday night like the rest of us losers. Thank you.
All right, I changed my mind. I want to chill. I want to chill.
Go ahead.
All right, everybody. I'm not Irving Twin, but I'm totally better than him, and I'm running an even better after hours immediately after this show. So if you're drunk or stoned or not drunk or anything, you should come here, and definitely not Irvin's after hours, because it's going to be fucking way better. I promise you. I also have $1 million giveaway that I will hand out to everybody that comes and likes and subscribes. Also, free airplane. The plane will literally show up at your house.
Yeah, and your kill counts, your kill death ratio is 1,000 to 1. You served like 15 years in the army, man, and you have over 300 confirmed kills.
Good.
National Libertarian Chan is not wrong, and I will host still, but I'll be watching his on the side. So you know, guys,
he'll be live streaming his live.
I know I'm not invited.
Yeah, he'll be live streaming. Very backup channel.
Well, I don't know, Irving. He was saying if you're drunk or stoned, you should show up, and I think you're at least one of those two.
I'm all of them.
He's always drinking.
Well, yes, but I didn't know if you liked weed. I figured tripping balls might work, but I didn't know about stoned.
I don't have any mushrooms.
All right.
I never said mushrooms.
For the time being, hopefully in the next few weeks I will. But actually, yeah, Scoob and Tara and I will be over at More, so stay tuned for that. That's the one thing we're going to be live streaming and having a whole bunch of fun with. I will be dressing up as my own interpretation of the Joker. That'll be fun shit, and hopefully I'll get to troll the fuck out of David Hogg with it. We'll get to go, why are you so serious, Mr. Hogg? We're only talking about a lack of gun control. Guns don't kill people, I kill people. I'm the Joker. I kill all sorts of people. And I never once needed a gun.
I was thinking you'd do something like you basically get your own interpretation of the Joker's comically large revolver, pull the trigger, and out pops a flag saying, "Is this an assault weapon?"
If I could legally bring that in, I fucking would, but I don't think they'd let me.
I think you could, because it's just plain not a firearm. It might look like it, but it's not a firearm.
What would be better is if the flag said "clear backpacks."
You know, just really quick, because I don't want to drag this out any further, I just remembered. There's a movie. It's very obscure. It's from the 1980s. It was called FX. It used to be really popular.
And Brian Brennan.
Yeah, that guy actually, the guy who had the van, the FX van, he was actually a special effects artist attached to Silver Cup Studios up over in Manhattan. Well, actually outside of Manhattan. I believe it's up near the Bronx. But I don't know. I would always get stuck looking at that damn sign of theirs when I was in traffic. Anyway, that guy actually lives in my neighborhood. He has for years, since I was a kid. When I was a kid, we'd always see the FX van bopping around town. I still remember his house was... when I was a degenerate, we would walk past when I was a teenager. Everyone would be like, we'd be passing the blunt around, like, yo, check it out. It's the FX van. So... what I'm going to do is, if the guy is still there and he's still doing his thing, he might be able to actually whip you up that gun bar inside if you got the bread for it. So that's just, I'm glad you brought that up, bartender, because I would never have remembered it without you, like, giving me that cue. Like, oh, yeah, I know somebody that can actually do that.
No shit.
I don't know.
Get it on camera is all I can say.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever went fishing with my father on his boat, but I know that he was. That's how I knew where he lived, because my father knew him from when he would go down to the docks. My father was the local fisherman, so everyone talked to him. But yeah, I'll look into that for you, Burnside. So let me see. Burnside had his shill. Bartender, did you have anything else you wanted to mention, bartender?
Nothing new aside from the show I might be getting on Moonfest Destiny. That's about it.
Right, the one I'm not cultured enough to help you with. Gotcha. So, because when I'm not busy streaming here, usually I'm either swinging on a tire swing out in the backyard or shitting in my hand and throwing at passersby. I gotcha.
Oh, hey, Scooby,
it's not
Scooby,
that.
you're being far too modest. You played the banjo.
The way it is like Irving. It's not that I don't think Irving is smart. It's that it's just that he's on Chaos, and I'm used to seeing him as a bullshitter, and it's just they're bullshitters.
Look, there was a time that Tyro was watching a stream in which I was involved, and I saw him in the chat and say, Irving's the smartest person in the stream. And I was like, here, hold my fucking whiskey. Let me prove that wrong. There we go. Let's do it.
Wait, why are you telling him to hold your whiskey? You're trying to prove how stupid you are. Don't you need to drink it?
But
no wait. It's like a whiskey chug. He's got to hold the funnel and the whiskey, and you've got the tube in your mouth.
There you go.
But you should. I'm just saying, bartender. Honestly, if you do actually get a certain topic, you should actually maybe have me and Irv on one time. You'll be amazed. Actually, we can have a intelligent conversation. We're not gonna be
I don't deny that. It's just a host. It's just a co-host versus guest thing.
Oh, no one's looking to co-host with you. I'm just saying, like.
So it's like a crossfire.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is you're talking about. The name is very familiar, but I cannot for the life of me think of what it is.
Don't you feel so old now, Six?
I know, damn. I just grew another gray hair, man.
It was an old TV program, wasn't it?
Another gray hair. That's 2 gray hairs in one night, man.
I'm in the same boat as you. It's comical to me. Well, what about you, Six? You got anything you want to show other than, of course, there is tomorrow night? I wanted you to actually segue into that one.
Well, finally, let's see. Sometime next week, I will have my next live stream 72. Virgins! 72.
Yeah, no, the 72 Virgins of Islam. I got the joke.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I'm having that next week sometime. I don't know.
I thought the running joke about the 72 virgins was that they all played D&D and are dudes.
Well, that may actually be the eventuality that a lot of these
I thought they were all.
What? Whatever.
You said I thought they were all and never finished the sentence.
Yeah, you've been roboting like hell all night, man.
Oh, well, I did finish the sentence. You just didn't hear it.
Oh.
I thought they were goats.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, they're raisins.
72 white raisins. I'd heard that one myself.
72 white raisins.
Puris.
Yeah, it translates, depending on how you pronounce it, it translates to virgins. Just like George H.W. Bush, I never understood why he always pronounced Saddam Hussein's name as Saddam. And the reason he pronounced his name Saddam is because when you emphasize his name like that instead of Saddam, Saddam means stable hand who polishes boots. That's the reason he pronounced his name that way.
Next you're gonna tell me that the guy at college you always called it Al Qaeda is actually doing some grand insult to him.
It's possible. That is a possibility. It is how their language works. I remember there was one thing I heard on the radio here in New York years ago, and this is a big thing. You can get in trouble for this, but he didn't fucking care. The guy was a New Yorker, and so he calls into K-Rock and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he goes, "Yeah, listen, I'm a pirate over here in Fallujah." And he goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, so I had one of the guys. He wrote it for me in Arabic, one of the translators. It goes like this. He had him write it underneath the fuselage of his plane. Your ancestors and your ancestors' mothers are all whores, or something like that, like something horrible." And he, like, eventually the guy, from what I understand, like, because I looked into it, he got in trouble for it or whatever. But he was flying over on his missions, and they were looking up, and you can see it written in Arabic. Your ancestors' mothers were all whores that gave head, or some shit, like some horrible shit he wrote in Arabic on the bottom of the fuselage of the plane.
That's funny.
Now I can see why that particular town hates America.
Well, I'm looking at my schedule here, and it looks like I may be able to do my regular show on Thursday.
Yay!
Very cool.
All right.
Very cool.
Let's do it.
All right.
And
And
I'm gonna have my tea time stream on Monday.
nice. And let me see. Me myself, this week coming. I'm gonna be in DC next week. It's gonna be interesting. I have court on Friday. I have to go from court. I gotta go home, get changed. I gotta go from Manhattan to DC. And as soon as I touch down in DC, I'm gonna set up for the stream from DC. And then after that, I'm supposed to be doing a guest spot. I might actually stream earlier next week. That's why I'm mentioning this now. Next week's show might actually be at 9 o'clock instead of 10, depending on when I get off of. I don't know how I'm getting to DC yet. I'm either taking a train or the bus. I have to play it by ear, believe it or not, because I have to see how long court takes. I might be in, I might show up at court and I might get like a letter where I have to come back because depending how long the case is run. So I can't even set up my travel arrangements yet, and it sucks. But next week's I'm going to be streaming from DC, and Burnside and Tara are going to be there with me also. So the three of us are going to be streaming live from DC. We might also do a walkabout stream later on when we're going to be, walking around DC. But like later that night, I'm supposed to be guesting on Pirate Radio podcast. They wanted me to talk to me about 9/11 because I told them my neighborhood, lost the most people during that. Not that that's a contest, but it is what it is. And just they wanted to talk about more in general in DC. So that's what I got on the docket for next week. But other than that, you guys know the deal. This is my channel. I'm Scooby331. You can follow me on Minds. I'm on Gab AI, Patreon, and PayPal. I am no longer on Twitter. I had to nuke that shit because I had gotten so many suspensions. I had gotten into the mix a few weeks ago, and so I had to delete messages to reopen my Twitter because I was doing like a Mexican standoff with Jack. I was not deleting any of my tweets. I'm like, nah, fuck you. I'm standing by everything I said. So I deleted one, then I had to delete the next one, and then 48 tweets later, I finally was able to get back into my Twitter account. The problem is from having 48 tweets that I violated their rules. Apparently, like one tweet actually violated the rules. I think like 18 times. Like, I'm amazed you can do that in 180 characters, but I did it. So, yeah, my Twitter was so badly suspended. Like, I could only message people that I was allowed to message. And that was it. I couldn't talk to nobody. I couldn't comment. I couldn't repost anything. My Twitter was just there. So I nuked it. I'm going to try to start up a Facebook page connected to my YouTube channel. And if I can do that, I'm going to start a Twitter and hook it up to that. But for right now, I'm not. This is like I think the third time in 6 months I've gotten thrown off. That's actually a record even for me. Yeah, so I'm not on Twitter anymore. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter anymore. But let me think what else is going on. Yeah, no, that's everything. This is pretty much according to the way Six has laid out the schedule, because in case people don't know, the way that the Chaos streams was running, it was, me and Six were the two poles to the planet of Chaos, north and south, however you want to slice it. Actually works considering I'm a Yankee and he's a Texan. But yeah, this is pretty much like the last Chaos120 stream. It's not that anything's happening to us. We wanted to get rid of the name. Technically, since we were going to start the new name, I guess, after tomorrow. Is that how we're doing this, Six? We're unfurling this new banner tomorrow?
We can, if you want.
All right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I guess for right now, look, everyone is taking their turns kicking Chaos120 in the fucking face. I finally took the piece out the belt, pulled back the fucking slide, and now we got the fucking thing up against its forehead. It's time to, ventilate the skull. So basically, we're putting Chaos120 down right now. That's how this is going. It's a shame. It's kind of like putting down a dog or a horse that served you good. You don't like to see it dead, but whatever. Sometimes you got to turn its head into a fucking skylight. So that's basically what we're doing here with Chaos120 right now. It's not that we're going anywhere. We are unrolling a new name. We are expanding our format, but we are not abandoning who we are as a group. That's basically what we're doing. We were actually shackled and constrained in with the Chaos120 name because it was a name we inherited. It was a streaming format we inherited. Certain things we are definitely going to always keep. I want to apologize to Terracin right now, but we are keeping the Florida Man stuff because that's just too awesome to get rid of.
It's too
but
awesome.
there
It's
are-
too awesome to yeah.
Are we
And
going
I do enjoy reading Florida Man stories.
I missed that.
What happened, Burnside?
Are we gonna keep the body count? I miss doing that.
That's all you two. Just like we're going to definitely keep Six's hockey scores. We're going to basically.
That's how I put it. It's not Chaos's. Florida's thing is Terracin's thing is Florida Man. Burnside's thing is the Chicago body count. Six has got hockey scores.
And my
And
horoscopes.
Irving's got wild turkey.
Yeah, we all have something, and that's the whole thing. So we decided instead of like trying to keep fitting into the format that was Chaos120, because the problem was it was really because the streams were going off the rails of the format that we were originally in because it was designed for other people, and we weren't those same people, and that's the problem. The only one who stayed true to form was Weibo, and that's only because Weibo has so much other shit on her plate. She was always off doing she's always off doing 10,000 other things, God bless her. So this is going to be more to fit around her schedule also because Weibo, like me and her talked about it about a week or two ago, and I told her, I said, look, Saturday is always your day, but we can always work around your schedule, and that's something else that we're going to try to work on is one of the things that we were doing is we had everything going from like a certain time frame. We're going to try to work within like a 4-hour window. Everyone keep within 2 hours, starting it as early as 8 or as late as like 11, depending. So we're going to try to work around everybody who hosts. And so
it'll be easier for me. So
it'll be easier for you. And it'll be easier for all of us, basically. So it's not that, we're not going anywhere. It was just, it was actually work for us trying to stick to what Chaos120 was. We needed to rebrand ourselves and reformat, and that's all this is. It's an expansion.
We basically had to admit to ourselves the hand-me-downs don't fit no more.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
We
Exactly.
literally got too big for our britches.
Yeah. That's exactly what this is. And so with that, it's time to put it to rest. It's hard for me to do this because I know that nothing is going to change, but it's just that whole end of an era. And you know what? Streaming with all you guys and with the other people who aren't here tonight that I've streamed with over the past few months, I worked on New York radio for years, and I had huge audiences, and I had some guests who were really big names, and I didn't enjoy it. This I enjoy doing. Everyone I've talked to on here is it's someone I like to talk to, and I caught some flack recently. I didn't know because I have a tendency to send out a lot of links when I stream, but if I think that you're a cool person and that you're good to stream with, I send out a link. That's just how I am. And that's just one thing that will not change is if I'm streaming and you're cool, I'm probably going to send you a link. Don't take it personal. Take it as a compliment. And with that, this for the last Chaos120 stream. I'm Scooby331 saying thank you very much, signing off, and good night. Thank you very much for joining me, panel. This show is not this show without you. And thank you, chat, because without you, this isn't a show. Take care. Good night.
El Sigmar.
Adios, amigo.